The Spanish vessel is expected to depart Cyprus and take 2 days to get to an undisclosed location in Gaza where the group World Central Kitchen that distributes food in Gaza and elsewhere is currently building a pier. Now, this ship will tow behind it a barge with 200 tons of rice and flour, and once it gets close, or gets very close, some pontoon boats will then tow the boat to this pier and really facilitate the very complicated last leg of this journey. We've heard from Israel that they welcome this aid, but that it will need to pass through security, and we know that security clearance was one of the things that has reportedly halted or slowed the entry of aid via truck into Gaza. We also have news about this pier that the U.S. is building or going to build in conjunction with the U.K. in Gaza to also help facilitate the entry of more aid. It's going to require 1,000 U.S. troops. They're not going to be U.S. troops on the ground. U.S. officials have stressed. This is going to be a floating pier, and then from there, smaller military vessels will bring the aid to a causeway, and there it will be unloaded. It's not clear yet who exactly will be doing the unloading there or who will be doing the distribution, and that it means that this project is still being worked out. And in fact, we've heard from both U.S. and U.K. officials that it could be weeks or even months until this is fully operational. But it's still not replacing, at least in the short term, the number of trucks that are more than last week. It's ramped up significantly, but we're still at a level half that of before the war. And people on the ground are getting desperate. We've heard between Friday and Saturday that 5 more children died of malnutrition and dehydration in hospitals, bringing the total to 25. And Hamas has been calling on Palestinians to escalate confrontation, demonstrations demanding a halt to the war, and pressuring for change. So, we have to see what's going to happen, but right now, it's obviously a worrisome moment. The strikes are continuing in Gaza. We saw one on a 12-story building that has more than 300 people living in it. These people did receive warning calls at about 1 in the morning, and there was a chaotic rush to get out of the building before the strikes began falling. This is one of the tallest buildings, biggest residential towers in Rafah. That's the southernmost city in Gaza, which Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has repeatedly said he intends to invade eventually, whether there were a deal or they're not. And so, this is clearly still going on, and it just remains to be seen what's going to happen with these hostilities continuing into the month of Ramadan. That starts either March 10th or March 11th. David Biller with the Associated Press for CGTN in Jerusalem.